All right, today's gospel reading is from Matthew chapter 25, verses 31 through 46. As always, I'll be doing the explanation according to the Blessed Theophylact, who is an archbishop from the Ochre region of Bulgaria from the 11th century. 31 through 33. When the Son of Man shall come in his glory, and all the holy angels with him, then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory, and before him shall be gathered all nations. And he shall separate them from one another, as a shepherd divideth his sheep from the goats. And he shall set the sheep on his right hand, but the goats on the left. And the explanation there, since the first coming of the Lord was not with glory, but with dishonor and indignity, he says, when he shall come in his glory. For at the second coming he will come with glory, escorted by angels. First he will divide the saints from the sinners, delivering them from tribulations, and set them on his right, and then speak to them. He calls the saints sheep on account of their gentleness, and because they yield fruit and useful things for us, as do sheep, providing wool, which is divine and spiritual protection, and milk, which is the sustenance that is needed. The goats are the sinners, for they walk along the precipices, and are unruly and fruitless. Verses 34 through 40. Then shall the king say unto them on his right hand, Come ye, blessed of my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. For I was hungry, and ye fed me. I was thirsty, and ye gave me drink. I was a stranger, and ye took me in. Naked, and ye clothed me. I was sick, and ye visited me. I was in prison, and ye came unto me. Then shall the righteous answer him, saying, Lord, when saw we thee hungry, and fed thee, or thirsty, and gave thee drink? When saw we thee a stranger, and took thee in, or naked, and clothed thee? Or when saw we thee sick, or in prison, and came unto thee? And the king shall answer and say unto them, Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of these, my brethren, ye have done it unto me. And the explanation here, he does not give honor or punishment until he has first judged. For he loves mankind and teaches us to do the same as well, not to punish us, but not to punish until we have made a careful examination. In this way, those who are punished after the judgment will have no cause for complaint. He calls the saints blessed, as they have been accepted by the Father. He considers them to be inheritors of the kingdom, to show that God makes them participants in his own glory, as his sons. For he did not say, receive, but rather inherit, as a man would his father's estate. By the least brethren, he means either his own disciples or simply all the poor. For every poor man is Christ's brother, for the very reason that Christ too spent his life in poverty. See also God's righteousness, how he acclaims the saints, and see the good disposition of their mind, how they deny with befitting modesty that they have cared for him. But the Lord accepts as for himself the things that were done for the poor. And verses 41 through 46. I didn't skip anything, right? Yeah. Then shall ye say unto them, also unto them on the left hand, Depart from me, ye cursed, into everlasting fire, prepared for the devil and his angels. For I was hungry, and ye gave me nothing to eat. I was thirsty, and ye gave me no drink. I was a stranger, and ye took me not in. Naked, and ye clothed me not. Sick or in prison, and ye visited me not. Then shall they also answer him, saying, Lord, when saw we thee hungry, or thirsty, or a stranger, or naked, or sick, or in prison, and did not minister unto thee? Then shall he answer them, saying, Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye did it not to one of the least of these, ye did it not to me. And these shall go away into the everlasting punishment, but the righteous into life eternal. And the explanation here, he sends those on the left into the fire, which had been prepared for the devil. For as the demons are without compassion, and are cruelly and maliciously disposed towards us, it is fitting that they who are of like mind with them, and who have been cursed by their own deeds, should merit the same punishment. See that God did not prepare the fire for men, nor did he make hell for us, but for the devil. But I make myself liable to hell. Tremble then, O man, and understand from this that these men were not punished as fornicators, or robbers, or perpetrators of any other vice, but for not having done good. For indeed, if you consider things well, the robber is he who has much and does not give alms, even if he does no obvious injury. For whatever he has in excess of his needs, he has stolen from those who are in need and have not received anything from him. For if he had shared these things with them, they would not be in need. Now that he has locked these things up and kept them for himself, for this very reason they are in need. So he who does not give alms is a robber, doing injustice to all those whom he could have helped but did not. And for this reason he and those like him shall go away into eternal punishment, which never ends. But the righteous shall enter into eternal life. For just as the saints have unceasing joy, so too the unjust have unceasing punishment. Despite the gibberish of Origen, who says there is an end to hell and that sinners will not be punished forever, but that there will be a time when they enter the place of righteous because they have been purified by suffering in hell. Origen's false teachings of apokatastasis, the restoration of all things, was condemned as a heresy at the Fifth Ecumenical Council held in Constantinople in 553 AD. Origen is clearly refuted here, both when the Lord speaks of everlasting punishment that is never ending, and when he likens the righteous to sheep and the sinners to goats. For just as a goat can never become a sheep, neither can a sinner ever be cleansed and become righteous after the judgment. Outer darkness, mentioned in a preceding parable of the talents, is that which is furthest from the light of God, and for that reason renders the punishment more harsh. There is another reason that could be mentioned, and that is the sinner is darkness even in this life, as he has fallen away from the Son of Righteousness. But as there is still hope of conversion, this is not yet the outer darkness. But when he has died and an examination has been made of the things he has done, then the outer darkness in its turn receives him. For there is no longer any hope of conversion, but he undergoes a complete deprivation of the good things of God. While he is here in this life, he enjoys to some degree the good things of God. I mean, the tangible things of creation. And he believes that he is in some manner a servant of God, living out his life in God's house, which is this creation, but being fed by him and provided with the necessities of life. But then he will be altogether cut off from God, having no share at all in the good things of God. This is that darkness which is called outer by comparison to the darkness here, which is not outer because the sinner is not yet completely cut off from this time onward. You, then, O reader, flee from this absence of compassion and practice of almsgiving, both tangible and spiritual. Feed Christ who hungers for our salvation. If you give food and drink to him who hungers and thirsts for teaching, you have given him food and drink to Christ. For within the Christian there is Christ, and faith is nourished and increased by teaching. If you should see someone who has become a stranger to his heavenly fatherland, take him in with you. While you yourself are entering into the heavens, lead him in as well, lest while you preach to others, you yourself be rejected. If a man should cast off the garment of incorruption, which he had at his baptism, so that he is naked, clothe him. And if one should be infirm in faith, as Paul says, help him, and visit him who is shut up in the dark prison of this body, and give him counsel which is a light to him. Perform, then, all these 6 types of love, both bodily and also spiritually, for we consist of both soul and body, and these acts of love are to be accomplished by both.